Alderman meeting to order Monday, June 10th, 6:30 p.m. And we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Deb Polly,
Here.
Sarah Lanen,
Here.
Lauren Pedersen,
Here.
Molly Monyak,
Here.
Rob Langheim, Corinne Hennon,
Here.
Jenny Kuski.
Here.
Thank you. Consideration of agenda. There's been no changes to the agenda. I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda as published.
Motion to approve. Second.
Was that Molly?
Yes.
Okay, Molly
Molly
and
and
Lauren. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. No public comments. Consent agenda, we have the May 13th and May 20th minutes, the May financials. The donations we have are for Belle Plaine German Days, from Belle Plaine German Days for the Scott West Fishing Team, $2,500. Mighty Cause for the JES Backpack Program, $45. Holly Kvapel, I probably said that wrong, JES PTO, $100. Southside Electric Clay Target, $300. Jordan Transformer Clay Target, $300. And Centerpoint Energy Foundation to the ELS Playground, $10,000.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so huge thanks to Centerpoint Energy for that. I know they have grant cycles that happen pretty routinely, but it's just awesome. We've had a couple of folks that have made it their mission to generate as many funds as possible so that we're able to do a really great playground over at the early learning side too. So this was exceptional, and just a lot of gratitude to Centerpoint Energy.
That is awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you. Remind me to talk to you about the MVEC thing. Okay, thank you. We have new hire, middle school building engineer Andy Brigham, grade 1, step 5. New hire, elementary school, grade 3 teacher Olivia Fleshner, a BA step 4. New hire, high school special ed paraprofessional Alicia Angelino, grade 2, step 3. New hire, JV boys basketball coach Ty Pivick. New hire, boys varsity assistant basketball coach David Samuelson. The last two are according to Schedule C. We have the resignation of the ELS preschool paraprofessional Deb Weirkey, resignation of our debate coach Amy Peters, and the surplus of facilities miscellaneous items. And there was a insert in from Dan Lehman who explained what those items are. And did you want to say anything about those, Renee?
Sure. So one of the things that was really important to us throughout the entire construction process was to make sure that we repurpose as many things as possible. So we spent a great deal of time really inventorying everything that was in the elementary building, and then repurposing essentially a lot of things. The high school benefited from many of the pieces that were updated in the last 10 years. Middle school took some things as well. And so what's left and what remains, we have a lot of chairs that were donated from the prison system before I got here several years ago. Some outdated desks, tables, and things like that. So for us, our next step then is to put them on public auction site. Now the reality is you typically don't sell a lot of those, or if you do, they're, $1 a table or things like that. But it's important we do our due diligence with that. So those will be on the public auction site, and then they get decommissioned if we don't sell them. And so we would scrap them with DEMCON.
Okay. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to approve thank you,
Yep.
Superintendent, to approve the consent agenda items.
Motion to approve.
Lauren, is there a second?
A second.
Second, was that Jenny or Corinne? Corinne. Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Review and act on the revised budget FY24.
You don't have a link.
and that's through fiscal year 23. There we go. Okay. So our general fund, not including LTFM and capital. So our revenues are projected to increase about 5.25% from the adopted budget. The increase is due to state aid mandated dollars. The majority of these are restricted funds, and they were unknown at the time that the adopted budget was brought forward. We also have an increase in federal funding. This is our final year carrying forward our ESSER dollars and our pandemic dollars, so that will mostly all be used up for fiscal year 2024. We also had an increase in other areas. 3 years ago, we had damage done to our JES roof, and we got the insurance money now to fix that, so that was fixed in fiscal year 24, so the revenue is projected in that area. Expenditures are also projected to increase about 5.13%. We had a salary and benefit increase due to negotiated contracts. Purchase services increased quite a bit, but that was again due to the JES roof repair that we showed that expenditure through. And there was also an increase in sub-teacher and para costs. The projected unassigned fund balance is to be about 3.172,172,000. This is only a projection at this time. There is still time for unexpected expenses to occur, and there will be more restricted fund balance accounts before the fiscal year 24 audit is complete. So these two pie charts, the top pie chart shows where our revenue is. So as you can see, the district gets the majority of their revenue through state aid dollars. The lower pie chart is our expenditures, and as is, we're spending the most money on salaries, benefits, and purchase services. So our unassigned fund balance is expected to decrease just a little bit, probably around the 12% mark from fiscal year 23. Now we're going to talk about the general fund, the LTFM and capital dollars. Those revenues are projected to increase about 1.95% in fiscal year 24. The expenditures are going to increase about 103%, but that is due to us spending down the fund balance and paying for the JES roof project that we've been saving those LTFM dollars for. The projected fund balance at the end of fiscal year 24 for capital is going to be about $8,000, and LTFM dollars about $152,000. And that's quite a drop, but we used it to pay for the roof. And the 10-year LTFM plan has been updated, and we'll bring it to the board in July. The student activity fund also has to be run through Fund 1. It encompasses Spanish activity, music activity, Wilford activity, just to name a few. These funds have to be spent by the students and for the students. So the projected revenue is going to be about $120,000, and the expenditures about $119,000. In fiscal year 24, we only have the one band trip, and that was to Chicago. Spanish trip will happen at the end of next year. So for food service, the revenues are projected to increase about 35% from the adopted budget. This is due to increase in both state aid revenues than what was originally projected due to breakfast and lunch being free. The expenditures are also projected to increase about 30%. This is due to an increase in salaries and benefits, increase in sub costs. We hired one extra person at the elementary school, and there was also an increase in food and supply costs. The projected restricted fund balance at the end of fiscal year 24 is projected to be about $696,000, an increase of about $71,000. The community service fund is projected to overspend by about $69,000. The revenues are projected to increase by 11%, and this is due to an increase in participation numbers. The expenditures are projected to also increase because of salaries and benefits, and also increase in purchase services and just the general expenses to run the supplies, to run the events. The projected fund balance is about $309,000. So the reserve for community ed will be about a negative $25,000 PFE, $151,000, school readiness, $110,000, and other purposes, $72,000. The debt service fund is used to pay our bond back, our bond payments. So the revenue is projected to be about $3.7, and that's mostly comprised of levy aid. Expenditures are projected to be about $3.1 million, leaving a fund balance at June 30th, 2024, of about $1.3 million. The dental insurance fund is projected to have revenue of about $128,000, expenditures of about $122,000, with the fund balance of about $71,000. Katie and I did meet with the insurance representatives in early spring, and we're gonna leave the premiums the same for fiscal year 24-25. Our construction fund, the dollars were deposited to our building fund account in August of 2024. The amount deposited was $37,241,473. The projected expenditures by June 30th, 2024 is about $8 million, and the estimated fund balance at June 30th is $29 million. This amount will more than likely be spent around the next school year, the 24-25 school year. Things to keep in mind, these numbers are only a projection. The final audit will be presented in December, and we're gonna try to give you an update in September, October. The federal dollars decreased in fiscal year 24, and the dollars received from the state had many mandates attached to them, so there's more restricted fund balances that will show up at the audit. The data for fiscal year 25 is different. We need to keep a close eye on enrollment. We'll have fewer students, means fewer state dollars, and negotiations here for local 284 and a couple of other groups. So at this time, it's my recommendation that we approve the revised budget with the numbers in the PowerPoint.
Questions?
Motion to approve. Don't we have to have a motion before we have the discussion?
Yeah, let's do that.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second that.
Sarah, okay, open for questions and discussion.
I need a refresher on the dates. So if you go back a couple of slides, right here, nope, go forward. The 2024 building fund bonds deposited into the account on August of 2024.
I'm sorry, they were depositing.
Okay, I'm good now.
Okay.
I saw that too. I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. What do we have to use?
2024 then.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to, because it's the timing of when you get the funds and when you're approving the budget, it just is so confusing. Okay.
What do we have to use the federal dollars? Is there a certain bucket we have to spend those for?
Yes, so when the COVID pandemic happened, the federal government gave all school districts just money that we could use for, lost instructional time.
PPE?
We were
Like down to like cleaning supplies and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that started in 2020. We were fortunate enough that we didn't really hire new people. We were able to use those dollars other places. We purchased some lighting scrubbers for the janitors and things like that, and now that money is just gonna be gone. Like the last event I'm using up this year was for after-school care, or not for after-school care, after-school programs.
Okay, so we do have a place for it to go.
Yes, definitely. We're not just, it's just now it's dwindling down, and I've kind of tried to spread the spending up for the last 3 years.
Got it.
You noticed, or you noted fewer students, mean fewer state dollars. Are we concerned about enrollment? I mean, obviously, we just had a large class graduate, so that will have an impact, but are we
Yes.
concerned about, okay,
We are, and that'll be reflected in the next
Okay.
presentation for our projections for next year's budget.
all right.
And another thing to keep in mind, we had such a mild winter, so we didn't spend maybe like $6,000. We spent very little money on snow removal. We had a mild winter, so the utility costs went down. Just looking at things like that.
Has community ed always been in the red?
Yep.
Like the same, roughly the same amount of numbers, or is that like,
Have they been positive?
They have,
Very-
very little.
Very little?
we're trying to do that.
Yeah, well, I know some of it was like the workout equipment, whatever, but I was just curious, like last year, like what, because I don't remember off the top of my head, like what, if it was like the same amount, like deficit, or if it was less or more?
They were positive a little bit, but
Okay.
we're doing some new lease equipment, like you can see, and expenses stuff is that.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, if not, we have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, on to the next one, Amy.
So this slide is just basically the same, it's just the dates when the adopted budget states mandated that it has to be approved by June 30th of every fiscal year. I'll do a revised budget, hopefully January, and what our audit is due, and also the LTFM plan. That was a cover day. One more. So this is just an unassigned fund balance again. If that's where we're gonna be at, that's where we're projected to be at the end of fiscal year 24, slightly above 12%. So our general fund, not including LPFM and capital dollars, our revenues are gonna decrease by about 299,000 compared to the fiscal year 24 revised budget. The decrease of about the estimated 20 ADMs. We're gonna have a decrease in federal funding by about 311,000. And that decrease also shows the $234,000 that we received in 2024 from federal insurance money for the JES roof. So that also brought our revenue down for this year. Our expenditures are projected to increase by about 72,000, and this is an increase in salaries, benefits, transportation costs, and liability and work comp insurance. We're projected to overspend by an estimated $332,000. Our projected unassigned fund balance at the end of fiscal year 25 is projected to be about 2.8 million. It's a little lower than 12%, but pretty well. These are very rough numbers at this point in time. We're concerned about enrollment, snow removal, utilities, tuition students, unknown costs, and one thing that is normally brought to the June meeting is our liability and work comp insurance, but we're still working on getting another quote. So we'll bring that forward at the July meeting, but that also has a major impact on our expenses. That expenditure is increasing for all the students across the school.
Amy, I have a question. What's the tuition students? Is that like PSEO or
No,
Southwest Metro? Like,
Those are special ed students
okay.
that they're our students, but they're enrolled at a different school. So we still get the state aid dollars, but the tuition dollars goes through MDE, and it's just called tuition students.
Yeah, so like they're at Southwest Metro programming and then, okay.
Yeah, if they're special ed, we usually have roughly about 25 students every year.
Can I jump in too? Sometimes we even, like, there are students that have such significant needs that one student could cost us $100,000, depending on their needs and their programs and we're required to, of course, support those needs. Sometimes we have students that might be placed, they might move here, and be in a foster scenario and still maintain a different school cooperative, and we pay for that too.
Can you refresh my memory on what our policy is for our general fund? Is it 12%?
Yeah,
Yeah, and we've been staying pretty steady at 12% for
the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We were almost at 14, I think we were at 14% or a little above 14%.
Okay.
Yeah. We've been doing very well.
Yeah, we have been. I got to make a comment that we were never at 12% of our, we were never at that goal that we had for the policy. And now in the last 3 years, we've been able to achieve that.
So again, this is just the pie charts that show the majority of our dollars coming from state aid. And then next would be levy dollars, and you can see if you compare the two pie charts, our federal funding has gone down a lot. Our expenditures are mainly salaries and benefits, and then also purchase services. So our unassigned fund balance Financial Services Director applied for 2 or 3 grants and get those funds. And also for the last 3 years, we've gotten, what's called supply chain assistant funding, which was about between $40,000 and $50,000 every year. Well, that's, I haven't heard, but I don't think that's gonna be a thing this coming year. And meals will once again be free in fiscal year 25. Expenditures are projected to decrease by about $6,400, and that's because we're not gonna be buying the equipment because we don't have the grants at this time. The restricted fund balance is gonna be about $701,000. That's an increase of about $4,426. Community service fund. Community ed is projected to overspend by an estimated $389,000. The revenues are gonna decrease slightly, but that's also because we had a slight decrease in levy dollars. The expenditures are projected to increase, with an increase in salary and benefits, but we also got in, we're gonna do like a lease of some new fitness equipment that I'm sure you've seen in the CERC, and that first payment will be due in July of this year, and that is for 4 years. And then he's gonna be on a rotation, where he gets the new equipment in 4 years, he'll get more equipment once that goes well. So the restricted fund balance for all of Fund 4 is $219,000. Community ed will have a deficit of $68,000, ECFE $145,000, school readiness $85,000, and restricted for other purposes about $68,000. The debt service, the revenue projected is about $5.1 million, expenditures of about $5.5 million, and a fund balance of $897,000. And this is to pay our bond payments, which are due in July and February of every year. The dental insurance, the revenue projection is again about $128,000. Expenditures are about $122,000, and ending fund balance of about $77,000. The construction fund for the renovation, you know, it's just an estimate. I'm sure we're gonna spend about $20 million because the project is just gonna continue and we're gonna almost be done with it, for an estimated remaining balance of about $9 million. Items to keep in mind, these are very rough numbers at this time. Variables are enrollment. There will more than likely be some READ Act legislation, and there was dollars coming from that, but because it's unknown, I did not put it into the budget. We will have more restricted fund balances, and I'm sure there's gonna be unknown expenditures that will occur. So it's my recommendation that we approve this adopted budget for fiscal year 25 as
Motion to approve?
Lauren?
I'll second.
Sarah seconds. Okay, questions?
The food service fund balance, kind of like walk me through that deficit, only because the state is supposed to be providing funds for the lunches. Kids eat for free. What else is?
The only reason why we're gonna deficit spend is because, not really deficit spend, because we're gonna have a decrease in revenue, is because last year Kelly was able to get grants that probably awarded up to like $30,000. And right now she hasn't applied for any grants because I don't think there is. So if this revenue, the decrease in revenue is projected is compared to the fiscal year 24 revised budget. So between that and that, there's gonna be just a decrease in revenue. And also, I haven't heard, but the supply chain assistant funding is no longer, and that's been about $40,000 to $50,000. So we're not decreasing what we're getting for the meals, just in just different ways we're getting them. Like, we're not gonna get those grant dollars, so we're not gonna spend those grant dollars.
So we're not in a deficit, it
That's
just,
where,
it's
okay.
not a
Now I
deficit.
just connected.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are definitely not in a deficit.
Yeah.
It's just to compare from how I do it from now. Like, we're not gonna have as much revenue as we did last fiscal year 24.
Because you don't have the grants.
That's
I
right.
just connected the dots.
No, it's a good question. I'm glad you asked.
So how far are we off from that 12% that we're supposed to have?
I think I wanna say we're like at 11.7.
And that's without, did you, like, have they said what the state aid's gonna be again this year? Is it 3?
Oh, gosh, what is year 2?
Wasn't it 3 something? See, I can't remember either.
No,
I know the
Yeah, we know that number, Jenny. The reason that there are unknowns, that we know, the reason there are unknowns is because we're not 100% sure yet if there'll be enough funding for example, the unemployment bill that we're required to pay for. So last year, it cost about $100,000, just under $100,000 for our district, and that will get reimbursed from the state. The state had earmarked about $137 million for the whole state. And once it's gone, then it's on us. This year, I know I counted 57 envelopes in, was it 57? Don't tell me there's more. Oh, ding,
Oh my
dang.
gosh.
So last week I counted 57 envelopes applying for unemployment. So my guess is that the state probably won't have enough to reimburse everybody on that. So that's something we need to pay attention to. We also know we're going to be getting money for the READ Act, you know, to help pay for certain things. But we also know there's going to be costs associated with that too. And so it's just a little bit unknown right now. We know how much revenue we're getting in just with our state aid. I don't have it off the top of my head. But there's a lot of unknowns besides that. And so the thing about how we do budgets, I will say Amy and I are very much in alignment that we want to project the worst case scenario. We're hoping it looks a lot better than this, but we also have the reality of enrollment. You know, graduating out 171 kids, and we hope to have 120 kindergartners. That's still a gap in terms of students and then that aid that goes with it. So, you know, at the end of the day, we knew we worked really hard to be balanced the last 4 years that we could. We knew that we may come to a time like other districts where we might either have to decide to deficit spend or to make budget reductions next year. I'm not sure which we will recommend for you as a board to decide. We just like to make sure this is on your radar as soon as possible, and this is the first opportunity to show you a first glimpse. But as you know, as we do these projected budgets, they get tighter and tighter as we get more information throughout the year. So that's why, like Amy said, we'll do another update, you know, in September. We do that all year.
Yeah,
Just
no, I
keep-
was more curious just because, like, I know, like, when legislation last year, like, wasn't done yet, it was like, well,
Yeah.
we're just projecting for 2.
Well,
And, like, now that we
yeah.
know what the number is, like,
Yeah.
do we account for that in there, or
She
is it?
always does.
Yeah, okay. So,
That's a known, so that is accounted.
yeah, okay.
Next year,
Yeah,
the legislation is done.
Perfect, thanks.
yeah.
So if it's our policy to be at 12% and we're not, do we look at this as a way that we have to look at making some kind of cuts to get there so we stay at 12%?
We can.
Okay.
I will say historically, I mean, I can't speak too far prior to my joining the team, but I will say that it is very common for districts to be below that. I think in Jordan, it was below that quite often. But I don't love it. I don't love deficit spending, but I think every year has its unique conversations based on what you've got going on. So as a board, you'll be equipped with, here are all the scenarios and options you have, and then you'll make that decision. Do we deficit spend for a year and see where it is and then make reductions, or do we make reductions right away? We look at that every year, essentially January to March. And we just haven't needed to. My first year here we did though, we had to cut a lot, and it was pretty painful. And we run really lean, in terms of staffing and just all the expenditures. So we want you to not be surprised if we get to January and we have to have a tougher conversation.
Yeah, and that's why I was looking at it, like 332, I think was your number.
Yeah,
So like from a dollar perspective, what that would be to have to be more in line with where we want to be for reserves, like what
Yeah.
that would equate to. Is that $30,000? Is it 50, you know? what
no,
does that
when
look like?
when she says deficit spend $300,000, that means $300,000. Yeah.
Right, So, looking at it, if we had to make cuts to bring that number so that it was lower, like what would that be from a dollar perspective?
I see. So maybe not making a reduction of 300,000, maybe
Right.
making it, we don't have that information yet, but
Sure.
you would have that when you have to make the decisions.
I think that up until 2021, we were at the 12%.
And where did that policy come from? I'm just wondering.
Every district has it.
Okay.
And I would say our auditors would tell us and everyone to have, what, 25?
Yes, every
Percent?
year they say 25%.
I don't know of a
It's
district
not
that has it.
realistic.
Sure.
But typically it's around 12%.
And I think up until, what year it was, our program policy was 45 days of expenditure.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have enough of fund balance to for 45 days. Basically.
So you don't have to borrow to make payroll. Yep. It's important, though, that we keep this on our radar.
Yep.
Other questions? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the FY '25 budget signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Review and act on Southwest Metro long-term facilities, LTFM. Thank you.
So, excuse me, every year by June 30th, school districts that are member districts of Southwest Metro, they have to approve their, an LTFM levy resolution and also a safe schools resolution. So the LTFM resolution and the safe schools resolution enable Southwest Metro to levy dollars from their member districts for LTFM maintenance needs and also safe school dollars is 2048 amount for tender year. The amount is determined by multiplying the total cost of the intermediate school district's LTFM maintenance program times the percentage that weighs the two components of each member district's portion of the total special education tuition billing and vocational billings. This is done in lieu of issuing bonds. Jordan Public Schools levy amount for Southwest Metro for the LTFM for fiscal year 25-26, so this is always 2 years ahead, is $10,033.66. So Carolyn, if you could click on that resolution, those are two separate resolutions. So it is my recommendation that the board approve the Southwest Metro LTFM levy resolution for Jordan Public Schools in the amount listed of $10,003.66 for fiscal year 25-26.
Motion to approve.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second. I don't think that actually states the 10,000 in here, does it, or am I not?
It does not.
But it's
This is
the
their resolution.
Sure,
Yeah, but
for the total amount of the 142 divided by all the
Yes.
member districts, okay. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions?
So this is for them to maintain their buildings, right?
yes.
Mhm.
Do we own MRFSEC? They do. Okay, I was just curious.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's a resolution. Roll call, please.
Can I just clarify? Okay, you just said that that 142 is the total amount?
That
Yes.
is the total
Yeah.
amount of Southwest Metro's total levy. Of that, we have to pay
The 10,000?
10,000.
Okay, so they're District 288, that's them?
Yep.
Okay.
We're a member and there's 13 of us.
11.
11, excuse me, we have associates, I forget. Yeah.
Okay, just reading it, when I first looked at that, I was like,
Yeah.
I was rereading it today too, and I had put it on the board, I gave it to Carolyn about a week and a half ago, oh my gosh. But then I started reading it, and their total levy is 142.
okay.
Do the associates pay their, like, portion too?
Yes, they do. They don't have to levy theirs, but they get invoiced those dollars.
Oh.
And on that other letter, it said 10,000, and it said 14 for safe school. Is that something separate?
Yes, this is just the LTFM.
Okay, so we're going back to that.
Yes.
Okay.
It's next.
All right.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Sarah Lanen.
Yes.
Lauren Pedersen.
Yes.
Molly Maniac.
Yes.
Rob Langheim. Corinne Hennon,
Yes.
Jenny Kuski,
Yes.
Deb Pauley.
Yes. Motion carries. Okay, safe schools.
Yep, so now for the safe schools, they use the same formula, and they levy the safe school dollars to help pay for their liaison officers and other safe school needs in their buildings. And, Jordan Public Schools amount for the fiscal year 25-26 is $14,762.25.
What was that again, 14,000?
$762.25.
Okay, thank you.
So the resolution is the exact same. So they actually levy from all the member districts $224,400.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion by Lauren. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Molly. Questions, discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Lauren Pedersen,
Yes.
Molly Maniac,
Yes.
Rob Langheim, Corinne Hennon,
Yes.
Jenny Kuski,
Yes.
Deb Pauley,
Yes.
Sarah Lehnen.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, review and act on the, let's see, community ed census resolution.
So Cullen actually brought this to my attention. It was emailed to him through his groups because when the state demographers did the state census a couple years ago, the population increased, and so if we ratify that we wanna abide by the state demographers' numbers, we would actually get like $2,700 more in our levy. But, so I'm gonna
Motion to approve?
Lauren?
Second.
I have questions, so I
Sarah?
just wanna
I'll
get it
second
going.
it.
Okay, so it was $2,700. Is that $2,700 retroactive to when the census was taken?
That the memos did not say.
Okay, and then is it $2,700 annually?
Yes.
Okay, those were my two questions.
That's a good
I
question.
I'll second it.
Sarah,
Oh,
yeah,
Sarah
it
did?
was Lauren
Okay.
and Sarah. You'll get the next one, Jenny.
No, it's fine. I didn't hear if she did or
Yeah.
not.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further questions?
Who would be able to answer
So
that
is it just
question
per
for you?
person?
Pardon?
Is it just like a per person dollar amount?
Yes, so we
Okay.
go by the state census and, or the demographer, and I emailed you those numbers. And
It's okay if you don't have, I mean,
But it
it's
went up.
small.
Yeah, so like the population of Jordan went up when they did the census, and so because of that, if we ratified it, we would use those numbers.
Well, they better change our sign.
I know.
Yeah.
It says 6,800.
6,000.
Isn't that a city thing or no?
People like to think we're little.
Yeah.
Feel like you know something.
We really have
I
10
believe that, Molly, that I think is the proper, Jordan proper. The 10,000 would be our
school district. You're right.
Yeah,
Oh.
because I think the 6,000, whatever it is, 6,082 or whatever. Though that, I asked Tom Nickenden about that. That is the updated number. It seems like it should be more, but that's,
So how do we have 10,000?
Yeah, I don't get
City
that
limits.
either.
Because of the townships,
that includes the townships, our whole,
like Sand Creek and,
mhm.
so is that state money that, it just comes from the state? Or is it tax?
Comes from the levy dollars. Which is property tax.
But that doesn't go up like on your property tax? Like it
I
just
was gonna
comes
say,
from
wait,
the
did
county?
we just vote to increase our property taxes? I'm gonna
Oh,
pass.
they're just giving us more of the proportion we're already paying? Okay.
Take it back.
All right, so do we have to vote? Was this like a?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions? If not,
I
roll
guess we
call.
just need to
Okay.
clarify, because you brought up taxes. This does not increase taxes to the taxpayer. It is just giving us our portion that we should be getting.
Yes.
There's going to be no tax increase on this little vote here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, auditor, wait, you just said, yeah, you know?
No, yeah, I agree with what she's saying, right? Yes.
But you know that?
Yes.
Okay, all right,
I'm saying this for the public.
got it,
Amy confirmed.
all right,
Good.
we're straight.
Okay, roll call, please.
Molly Maniac,
Yes.
Rob Langheim, Corinne Hennon,
Yes.
Jenny Kuski,
Yes.
Deb Pauley,
Yes.
Sarah Lehnen,
Yes.
Lauren Pedersen.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Review and act on the community ed census resolution. Thank you. Thank you, Amy.
Keep talking, Amy. Just stay on.
That was the Amy show. We appreciate you. Did you want to talk about the building nurse contract?
Yes. All right, Chair Polly, members of the board, next item is building nurse terms and conditions. So we met with our building nurses and provided them an update of their compensation for the 23-24 school year and the 24-25. So it included about 3.7% per year. So it was $1 per year increase. $1,000 went to insurance, the addition of a personal day, and then we had to make some updates for the winter weather emergency closing language for hourly employees that we needed to make on all of the hourly employee contracts. So it was really good conversation and meeting. They're great. But yeah, we completed that.
Motion to approve?
Okay, I have a motion by Lauren.
I'll second.
Second, Corinne. Questions or discussion? Okay, all those in favor of approving the building nurse contract signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Technology support.
All right, for our technology support assistant, terms and conditions, we went with Tyler as well. That's who that is. For compensation update for 23, 24, and 24, 25. He had a 5% per year increase. We also did an increase for insurance to match the para contract. We had the addition of Juneteenth as a holiday per statute, and then updates to winter weather emergency closing language as well for hourly employees.
Motion to approve.
Molly?
I will second.
Jenny? Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Review and act on the annual MSBA membership.
All right, so we utilize MSBA for a variety of things. A lot of legal policy updates. When the legislature writes new legislation, they help school districts have the policies to keep us on the right side of the legal components of that. They provide a lot of training for board members. All of you have attended those trainings and ongoing sessions. And so it's that time of year, every year annually we approve that. I think attached they have the membership information and benefits. I asked Amy to double check if she had it in front of her. I can't remember how much this year's rate is. Estimated $10,000, so. Say that again? Estimated invoice, okay. So, my recommendation, would be to approve that membership. They are extremely valuable for, what we do as a school district.
Motion to approve.
Sarah?
Second.
Second, Molly? Any discussion, questions?
Do we get any trainings for free, or do we have to pay for all of them?
They have their Thursday, once a month webinars in the afternoon. They have
Those are
their
free.
coffee.
Well, the Friday thing.
Coffee.
The Friday
Yep.
chats.
Yep.
They do several free sessions. Like she said, I attend several of them on Thursdays. They, for example, they had one on the READ Act, which was really helpful. I feel like I have one on my calendar for like next week as well. I just did one
Last week,
on.
they did the overtime
Overtime,
ESST
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a ton that they
Okay.
do. We get
I
a
just
lot
know
on
we had to
them.
pay for some, so I was just like, if we're paying them to be a member and then
Yeah.
paying for like.
No, there's a lot. And honestly, anytime we need to call them for legal support as well, things that are policy, like strict policy driven, we can call them as well anytime if we don't want to call the attorney. Yeah, we use them a lot.
Thanks, that's all I was wondering.
Yeah, no, it's good to ask. Oh, he's almost here. Hi. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Any further discussion? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
We have.
Oh, we got that already? Okay. Molly and Jenny. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Review and act on the overnight baseball trip request. Good timing.
Yeah, he's gonna be John for us. John is double booked, so he's trying to get here as fast as he can. How about right up there,
Sorry, I'm
Coach?
I'm coach. So we want to start where we go every other year down in Florida with our high school baseball. So 9 through 12 graders, at least for this first one. Hopefully we build our numbers and then it maybe turns into sophomores through seniors. But for this first year, 9 through 12, we have the dates up there. We have talked to the company that we would go through down in Florida, the facility that we would play at. For those specific dates, it would be Friday, where we are on spring break, through the following Thursday of spring break. 5 nights, 6 days. We would stay 4 players to a room in a hotel, 2 coaches to a room. We are not requesting parents to come with. They can gladly come with if they want to, but we will have enough coaches down there, 5 of them to take care of the kids. We will fly down to Florida, leave hopefully early that Friday morning, come back later that Thursday evening, so that we get travel days that we can still practice while we're down there. Purpose of going down there is obviously we're in Minnesota, to the other side on a baseball field during spring break. Down at the facility, we would have roughly 4 hours every single day on the field. That's just on-field stuff. Of those 4 hours, a couple hours would be used for practice for all the players. A couple would actually be used for scrimmages against other teams around the country. So there's roughly about 20 teams every single week at this facility. So they match you up based off of your school size and what class you play in your state to do different scrimmages. We're allowed scrimmages through the State High School League in Minnesota. We just can't wear our uniforms. So we would have dry fit shirts that the kids would wear for while down there. Players would pay their way to go on the trip. It's not a requirement for a player to go. If someone chooses not to go, we do have some of our lower level coaches that are staying back here just because of their job, they can't go. So there'll still be practice opportunities here in gym. Now, what that looks like is going to be completely different than what it looks like in Florida. There could be 5 guys in a basketball gym compared to 30-some guys out on baseball fields. But we do have an option in case a player decides not to go. Nothing that is held against them as far as tryout, evaluation, stuff like that. Just a different type of evaluation if they don't come. How do they pay for it? We are providing different fundraising opportunities. Players were given the opportunity to ump youth games this summer to make $70 a game umping towards their trip. We're hosting a 14 and 15-year-old traveling tournament this summer that our players are going to work at, ground crew concessions. All of that money is going directly right back to the players that work for that. So every shift they work, it gets credited towards their trip. We have our youth camp in the summer. Kids work that, it goes towards their trip. Softball has been gracious enough to allow us to sell salt in the fall, so we're going to sell salt. Every bag they sell goes directly towards their trip. We have a fundraiser, Von Hansen's, that we started this last year in the winter. They're going to have to sell a certain amount that goes to our baseball program because we do need to continue funds there for purchases that we need. But once they sell the amount that we have, anything over that goes towards their trip. So I don't think there's an opportunity for a player to pay fully for their trip, but if kids put in the work, they can make a good chunk of this there. Up there, we don't have the exact cost. Why? Because airfare changes. Now, we've talked to Sun Country, and right now, if we book, we can reserve tickets at $400 round trip for kids over spring break to Florida and back, which is a pretty good price. We've confirmed it with them. As long as we let them know how many we're doing, we give them a $50 deposit on every ticket that we say we're going. That $50 then goes towards the trip. They take it off the total cost of the flight. But if we pay that, they will hold that price for us. Now, where we run into some struggles is if a kid decides in January that they want to come out for baseball, they're going to have to pay the price of the ticket at that time, which is fine. We'll gladly take them. But if this does get approved, we're going to have a parents' meeting next week, giving the updated of that information, asking families to put that $50 deposit down to reserve the price of the airfare. All the other stuff doesn't have to be paid for until 60 days prior to the trip. So the hotel, the cost of the fields. We're in St. Petersburg What can go wrong?
Yeah.
Motion to approve?
I don't know that I'd ended with that.
I have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Molly, okay, now questions. Do they take out travel insurance?
So that's what we have to decide.
Okay.
We have all the information. Coach Dahl and his wife has been talking to some countries, so we have a bunch of stuff from them that, once we figure out how many want to go, then we'll move in that process. It's hard to commit too much without us being for sure being able to go. We don't want to put money down to get that, and then we're
Sure.
out a certain amount of money. So,
I think it sounds like a great opportunity.
I think it's awesome, and I have a question. The Booster dollars, can you use your booster
we
dollars?
can use our booster dollars, yep. So we will use some of that to pay for some of the different stuff while we're down there, and the shirts that players will wear while they're down there. So some of the costs will come from that, yes. We just don't have 30 grand in our booster account
Yet.
to be able to cover all the costs.
Yet. Someone will donate it, no, I'm just kidding.
Sounds like you're in.
I don't have that much, but I buy salt every year. And I'm happy that,
buy more salt.
I'm so happy that the salt has been able to expand to other organizations. And get kids out doing it, because I had somebody say, when did they sell salt? I didn't even know about it, so reach out to everybody. But I do have a specific question. Oh, is there gonna be free time for the kids to do
Yes,
things
there will be team
outside?
bonding stuff. It won't just be baseball the entire time.
Are you going to Disney? Because you're only like an hour and a half.
Universal, you have to at least do like Universal.
That's so much money.
We'll go to the beach.
Yeah.
There you go, that's free.
Right there.
Things that are
That's
free.
You should go to Fort
We'll sit
DeSoto.
at the pool at the hotel.
Yep.
Yes,
We're gonna try to go to we get access to a spring training facility that we can go to different stuff, not the game, but the practice fields and stuff with the package that we're going through there, so. There will be stuff outside of just the practicing baseball, but we are going down for it to be a baseball trip, so that will be the
that's good.
priority.
Yep.
Some other stuff outside.
I love it. Briggs is excited already. We're, yes. So, he's
I'm
already one
happy.
of the yeses.
That's great. So we have a motion and a second. Any other questions or comments? Okay, let's vote. All those in favor of approving the trip signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
If you need the
Thank you.
superintendent to chaperone, I'm in.
I'll probably be down there so I can come watch.
Fan drivers. Yeah, I'll call them.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. Okay. Superintendent evaluation process, it is that time of year again, holy schmoly. So we're gonna do it a little bit differently this year, thanks to Elise. We're gonna use basically the same format that we've used in the past. I met with Superintendent Evenson, and we cleaned it up a little bit and made a couple of changes to the wording and to try to make it clearer. And Elise set it up as a shared, it's gonna be a shared Google form. Kind of like a survey thing that you can do. And so I'll be sending that out to you within the next day or so, and you will be able to do it right online. And so then it will be compiled and all put together, so then I don't have to cut and paste and retype and all that stuff. It will save a lot of time for me, so I really appreciate her doing that. At the same time, I will send out, Superintendent Evenson did kind of a synopsis of her goals that she set and data that backs up the goals that she did. Yes, so I will be sending both of those out. I'm gonna talk to Elise tomorrow and find out, she has to transfer the ownership of the document to me.
Okay.
So after she does that, then I'll figure out how to send it to you. So I'm asking that we have it back by, what do we say, June 30th?
Yeah, we said end of June because.
End of June.
Yeah, to
Um,
get that done.
Yep. And so I'm really encouraging you to put comments in, because if you just click a number, whatever, and if you can't think of a comment, I don't think you'll be able to bypass the comment
Just NA.
boxes. If you really don't have anything to say, then just put NA or whatever, so.
Is it the exact same form as last year, or is it going to be different? Because a lot of that was repetitive.
Yeah.
I felt like I was kind of
We
using.
cleaned up some of it,
Perfect.
yeah.
Okay.
Tried to make it clearer.
Yeah.
as far as like, I know there was always questions about the oversight piece and
Yeah,
stuff, and it's like,
because it
we don't, have firsthand knowledge of that,
Yeah.
because we're not here, but,
Well, there's a couple, if you don't mind.
no,
There's a couple of things. So like, I think one of them that stood out to me, hire teachers. I don't hire teachers, but I oversee the HR, the hiring, all of those things. So making that language more clear. And then the other reason that I do pull evidence together for you, I think my first year, I think Lauren, it was you that maybe brought up, gosh, how would I even know? And so I pulled together, like, here's my goal, and here are some of the things. It's not everything, because that would be pages, but I try to give a sampling of different things to show evidence, I guess I would say, of that. But yeah, there were some things that just were not super clear and maybe a little dated. So tightened up that language just based on conversations last year when we met in, I think it was July.
so the goal is that we'll have it back by the end of June, and then possibly we'll be doing the evaluation, review, at the July meeting, with the caveat that I may not be here, but we'll see, yeah. That's a long story. We'll see. Okay, any questions about that?
Can you remind us what your goal was this year?
Yeah, for sure. At 3. Pride in facilities, so facilitating year 1 building projects. I'm probably gonna say facilitate year 2, because it takes up a bulk of my time. So that's probably something that I'll do next year too. Also, pride in student and staff support, so monitoring and facilitating district budgets to optimize and maintain programming and staffing. We had some concerns, maybe we wouldn't be able to end balance this year. I think thankfully we're going to be able to. But there were things with that, like, how do I keep the board informed? So when are we presenting information on budgets and all of that to the board? So I listed that. The bid approval process for the project was a big piece of that, making sure that I facilitate that and it goes smoothly. Thankfully that did go really smoothly, the audit, all of those things. And then the third goal was pride in student achievement. So supporting the development and implementation of programming to increase student achievement. And we had 2 key areas. One was the SURGE program that was a first-year program at the high school this year. The other is the READ Act, making sure that we're in alignment with our processes for the legislation for staff. And so kind of listed the evidence of those things. The READ Act piece may continue into next year because it's going to take up a bulk of time too. I just haven't written my goals for next year yet. I'll do that before July. But-
That was my other question, is when do you do that, and do
Yeah.
we find out what
I
they are? Because
usually
I don't
bring
remember
them-
from last year, but I'm just
No,
curious.
it's okay. I mean, it's important to ask. And so I usually like to bring that to the July meeting when we debrief. And I know this takes a lot of time, so I do want to say thank you for taking the time on that, because it's super helpful for me. This job is, it can be all consuming and that. And so if there's something that you really think is going well, it's nice to know that. If there are things you'd love to see even better, that's nice to know that too. So I appreciate that you take the time to do that.
Okay, thanks. I was just wondering.
Okay, any questions? Okay, thank you. On to board and administrative reports. Superintendent Evenson.
Okay, June 10th. Last year at this time I said, oh my gosh, like summer is almost over, Corinne. But we are 3 weeks in already, you guys. So,
I can
Okay.
vote. I'm week 1 in, Renee.
oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to just share, and I had a pretty good lengthy meeting today. We are prepping for school board elections in November. It's that time of year. We're on that cycle. And so we'll be sharing information with the community regarding that. This sheet here, like, it's very prescriptive of when you do your public postings, when you do your filings, after this date, but before this date. So we really work through on that. It's Carolyn, oftentimes Elise, and myself, making sure that we have that. We'll be sharing information on our website and as well as our paper, which is the Henderson Independent. So we'll have that out there. The filing, I just want to make sure, like, the filing, dates would be July 30th to August 13th. And so if you're impacted by that.
I want to see you writing that down.
It's good to know. But, yeah, I mean, the hope is that, you know, we have a nice, smooth process and great candidates that come forward to support our community and our kids. So, and we've been really fortunate and blessed with that. Also, I wanted to mention summer programs are up and running. We weren't quite sure how it would all go, having everything here, and people have been awesome. So it's a lot of fun now that we're up and running and things are kind of moving and shaking with that. Building projects update, recently shared a video update with families in the community. I got a lot of feedback on it. The worst part for me is I had to listen to my voice and see what a hand talker I am, so not my favorite. But definitely fun to share, you know, all of those places. I was over there again today. You guys, it's a whole different place already from last week. Wild. They have the entire addition framed already, like since last week. I think I was there, Thursday? It's crazy. So lots of things happening. The flooring is poured. They've started the framing in the doorways. They've got the beams installed in the gym. And then high school work will start soon. I would assume this week, early next week, they'll start some of the demo in there. Yeah, it's been just a lot of fun. They'll continue those interior renovations the rest of this summer, and then they'll shift to some of the external things during the school year. Yeah, and then next summer is phase 2, and it'll be here before you know it. So I will say a lot of gratitude for the support in the community, a lot of excitement around it, and I can't wait for our kids to get back and see that. So if you get any questions about how can I be informed, just remind folks on our website, we've got the construction page. On there, there is the Spark page that has updated photos pretty much weekly on there, and just all the things that have been completed. So there's also the camera, you know, that's going. So there's always a place people can find the information for that. And that's my report.
Any questions?
No, but now that I was thinking about what we were just talking about, the evaluation, I was wondering, because a lot of times we go well into the evening.
Yeah.
If we wanted to start at 5:30 that night,
Oh, interesting.
because it's
I don't
been
need it.
many times we're here.
I don't think we will, but
Well, I'm just, the last couple years,
We just want Kelly to feed us.
I'm just saying I was just thinking of the process. I was just sitting
Well,
here thinking, I was just thinking, because
and
we
let-
meet
yeah.
and then we
Yeah.
come back and all meet, and a lot of
Yeah.
times we're
It's
drafting
that
through
it's that
stuff.
hour where I sit out there that's the longest for me, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like
It just made me,
that
we just might want to look
conversation
at what the
is-
agenda
yeah.
is that evening. That's all. I'm just trying to be respectful of people's
go.
time.
I gotta go.
yes.
So,
I'm sorry.
that's okay.
Yep.
Have fun.
but no, I was just, when we were going through all these updates, I was just thinking, I just wanted to be,
Yeah.
mindful of everyone's time as well as
Totally.
it goes in. So something for us to consider.
Yeah. I get it.
Still it's still on your report. just
No,
like-
no,
but I'm
it's
like,
fine.
wait,
It's
actually.
fine.
Well, and then if it does turn out that I'm gone, I
Yeah.
mean, do we want to maybe do it at the July work session?
We don't usually have one, but we could schedule one.
I think there is one scheduled.
Well-
because of the,
Yeah.
Normally we cancel it.
Yeah.
Normally we
we
cancel.
cancel it, yeah.
We always schedule it, but
You might want to see if Rob's here too.
I will not be here that, on the 22nd.
Oh, I was just thinking the 8th.
yeah.
We might, I don't know who else would be.
Yeah.
That's what Deb's saying is the work session one?
Yep.
Yeah,
In July, okay.
Yeah.
if we have it.
I won't be here.
I would be here,
At
but
the end of July?
Yeah.
Probably gone too.
Yeah, that's vacation week.
The thing is with this super evaluation, I think it's important that we're all here.
I do too. That's,
Um,
Could we move it to August?
well, we could,
Yeah, I
but,
don't
I
care
mean,
when
there's
you do
no reason
we did August last year.
yeah.
We gotta do the 12th, because I'm moving
Yeah.
out here to college on the 26th.
Yeah.
Well, normally, yeah.
So who can be here on the 8th?
Of July?
Yeah,
I'm here.
okay,
Yeah.
I'm the iffy one, so,
And Rob could be,
yeah, I don't know about Rob, so,
I mean,
Yeah. okay.
but
we'll
could you
just-
be the August? I'm just
I mean,
saying, if we all could do
The
that
biggest
August
thing is the
12th.
feedback on the forums. Like,
Yes.
everybody has the opportunity.
Mhm.
And I don't know what you all discuss when you discuss, but for me, the most important thing is the forum.
We talk a lot about Ollie.
A lot, like a lot. The whole thing. But it was just, either way, I was just thinking whichever one we do, depending on
Yes.
what's on the, and we might want to look on what's on the July agenda too. I mean, if it's getting,
It's not gonna be as long as this, but, yeah.
I'm just thinking like that.
Right.
So let's maybe get some feelers out about attendance and
Yeah.
if there's flexibility to maybe start early if we wanted to,
Yeah.
or what that would look like on any
Yeah.
of those 3 days that we decide.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, like I always, and this is just a me thing, I always say this to folks that I evaluate, like, there's never, it's not typically a surprise, it's not typically a surprise.
Yeah.
Like, if I have certain things I need to talk about, we've talked about them well ahead of that. So
Yep.
I'm not as concerned. Whenever you get me the information, you get it. I just want to see you turn in the forms.
Yep.
So I can read it and.
Okay.
All right, sorry to turn, but just as we are going through this, I'm just
No,
like,
it's fine.
sparked something in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right,
On to, gosh, I was gonna say something about your report.
Uh-oh.
I had a question, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, well. Okay, on to the other reports of our administrative team. Any comments or questions or anything at all? Okay. Then on to the committee reports. And we will start, where are the committee reports? Okay.
budget finance, start with that.
We met tonight.
We met tonight, that's taken care of. Calendar has not met, city school has not met. Do we have a meeting coming up?
August, I think.
Is that the big one with everybody?
We may have moved that to September, though. I have to double check. I know I sent the invites a long time ago, but we may have moved it into September so that we could go to the school. Like the 9th or something? I
We
don't know.
moved it to the 16th.
16th, okay.
Yes, of September.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, community ed rec,
We
Corinne or
didn't-
Lauren?
No, we didn't meet.
Okay.
I don't think we meet till August.
Curriculum has not met.
We don't meet, but they need to update that name.
Pardon?
Yep. We
The
will.
name is incorrect, because it's District Advisory Committee or whatever
Right.
now.
Yeah.
We need to change that.
Whoever updates that.
Facilities has not met, meet and confer has not met, negotiations. Lauren and I and Superintendent Evenson met today with 284. It was our initial meeting. It went very, very well. They presented their requests, their proposals to us. So Amy and Superintendent Evenson and Katie will be working on putting numbers together. They're gonna do that tomorrow, and then we're meeting again
Wednesday morning.
to review the impact and stuff. And then next Monday, we have another negotiation session set up with them, so very positive. Policy is meeting
Next week,
next week.
next Thursday.
Yep.
Can, Corinne and, I think you, Corinne and, yeah, can you be there?
I will be just in my car. We're on our way to a concert that night.
It's a lot
Okay.
of 3-year evals. Yeah. It'll go.
I can't be there, because I'll be at your in-laws. Or, you know,
Yes. So,
I'm fine right now to go.
Okay.
okay, it's virtual.
yep, I'll
Right,
be there.
yeah,
I'll
it's
just be on my, I'll just be
Okay.
in the car, but not driving, so
Okay.
it's
As long
fine.
as long
I'll
as
be a
somebody can
passenger.
there. Great. Okay, good. APAC, we met last
Last week,
week, Thursday. It was a jam-packed meeting. Sarah presented the calendar basically for the whole year. They've got something going on every month for APAC, so that was great. They did a recap of the banquet, and I want to give a shout out to Alan Hodak, who announced that he's stepping down. So he has served for many years on that committee and has chaired that committee for a long time and has just done a phenomenal job. So we're very grateful for everything that he did for that. So lots of fun events coming up, shared events with Shakopee Belle Plaine. They're going to be hosting an APAC Day event at Hoko Katati. 150-plus kids, 5 breakout sessions, Sampson Brothers dancing, lots of native pride. And they're continuing to look into doing an independent study using Rosetta Stone for the, I believe it's the Ojibwe.
Yep.
Ojibwe language, so. That is it for APAC. Booster Club,
No update. No meeting.
no update. Foundation? Legislative, that's kind of quiet right now. We are going to have Ben Bakeberg present at our our next meeting, June 24th. So we'll have supper
Yep.
at 4:45,
Yep.
and then Ben's going to present at 5:30 and talk about the legislative impacts from this last session, and then we'll go and do our walkthrough of the construction sites. Long pants and tennis shoes. Have to have closed shoes.
Can you wear leggings or does it have to be like pants?
No, it's
kind of?
fine.
Okay. Just no leg showing? Okay.
You're fine.
Scale is this week.
Yep.
SEAC, Molly? Nope. Southwest Metro, we're in the process of looking for a new superintendent. I'm on the search committee, along with Ryan Lager and Kevin Babcock and Aaron from Eastern Carver. Those are the superintendents, as well as 4 other board members. So we've got it narrowed down. We're going to be doing, all of the superintendents gave input on the applicants, and all of the board went in last week and did a survey on the finalists, or the 3 that they chose as finalists, and so from there, we're going to be choosing how many we're going to be interviewing on the 18th. So it's been a lot. We met again last night for an hour. We meet at least once or twice a week. It's a very good process, so looking forward to that working out. I attended the New Beginnings graduation. Boy, is that a tearjerker. Holy cow. It's powerful. Yeah. Other than that, for Southwest Metro, I think that's it. Okay, on to board member reports. Sarah?
I just, like I said, I mean, here we are. It's not over yet. I don't want it to be over. I really don't. I just feel, I mean, graduation felt so long ago at
Yeah.
this point. No, it's
You just wait till your kids do the same.
it's crazy.
She hasn't
though.
had the grad party yet.
But I'm
so- I know, but I'm saying it's still in motion.
But I do have to say it's so wonderful though. Like, I mean, even though school wrapped up, we had some amazing showings for track,
Yeah.
for golf.
And
I
good
know.
luck to Hannah tomorrow.
Good luck to Hannah tomorrow. Trap is still going on, so we
Yeah.
still have activities happening,
Yeah.
even though school's wrapping up. So
Yeah.
that's all I have.
Molly?
I don't really have anything. I'm exhausted. We went to graduation, then grad party, and
Yeah.
the grad party was crazy. It was a lot
Oh
of
my.
people.
Yeah.
But yeah, just enjoying summer, getting out, doing lots of sports and hanging out. So it's nice having all the kids home.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
nice. So
Corinne?
Not much for me today. Went on a quick trip to Texas. Came home. We do a family there. We're always going to Texas.
They just like Texas.
Really like it. The weather was terrible. It rained a lot, so it wasn't that great down there.
shoot.
But
Were you down there when that tornado went through real close?
that was like the week before.
Oh.
Okay, that was
It, like,
close.
It was really close to my brother-in-law and
Yeah.
sister. Yeah, so came back, basketball camp. Now we have nothing, and it's great. I love it. You know, what's that like? That's why I don't have much, because we have nothing going on, and it's wonderful.
Enjoy your new deck.
Our deck is done.
I don't think any of us got the invitation to see said deck. I'm just throwing that out there.
Steps just got done, so
Okay,
they weren't. It wasn't safe.
It was just a reminder. I don't know.
We'll work on it.
For grad party season to be done, and then we're available.
Jenny?
well, I'm on day 1 of summer vacation now, or 2 actually. So it is just starting for me and the kids. Well, the
Happy
kids
summer.
have been going for a while, yeah. I don't know, we're just, swim lessons and activities in July and all the things with the kids. I don't know, we need to redo our deck, that's our project. Great.
Hire somebody.
Yeah. No, that's like astronomically so much more money, and Tony and I are do-it-yourselfers.
I know you are on vacation.
Yeah, so.
Well, I really don't have anything either, other than thanks to everybody that was on board with making graduation a windy success. But it was awesome. I was grateful. It really, truly, it took a lot of work, so I'm very grateful for that. Congrats, to the track and golf kids. And then, don't forget, Monday, August 5th is the MSBA Summer Seminar. Let Carolyn know if you're interested in going. I'll be going. I don't know if I'm going up Sunday for the one that, the early bird one or not, but for sure I'm going Monday.
I'll go Monday too,
Yeah.
and that backs up to MASA, so I'll be gone the 2 days.
So let her know as soon as possible. I think that's it.
All right, motion to adjourn.
We are adjourned.
Oh,
Thank you.
you guys are so efficient.